This surgery, the total knee surgery of my right knee, was my first surgery of my whole life.
Wow.
62 years on this earth, never had a surgery in my life,
Wow.
and I was always active. I was always active when I was younger. In high school, I was in the gymnastics team. Uh, Skateboards, roller skates, rollerblades, all those things were always in my life with my friends. BMX bikes. If you could believe this, do you know? You ever seen those kids who are working on the half pipe that they
Yeah.
skate and they
Oh
skate
yeah.
that half pipe? I used to do all of that.
Wow.
Not
Hands,
anymore.
hands, not anymore.
Let's talk knees, titanium knees. From hurting to healing to taking the lead. Let's talk knees.
And back in January, I started getting a lot of chronic knee pain, and I didn't know what it was. Uh, so I went to my first doctor, um, general practitioner, family doctor, and she said, "Well, I'll give you a referral and you just go check it out." Back in January, I said, I'm in pain. I'm in pain every day. This Tylenol stuff doesn't work anymore. Uh, what can I do? And so they said, well, let's take an X-ray. The doctor said, we'll refer you and get an X-ray. So I got that. They saw minimal. They could see some damage, but not extensive damage. So right after that, I got the MRI, which showed that I had a partial tear in the meniscus,
Mm.
as well as chronic arthritis. It was arthritic, and that's what led me to start asking around, going on the internet and googling this arthritic pain, and finding what I could do about it.
Mhm.
And we're hearing a lot of the meniscus tear
Yeah.
along with this. So
Yeah.
that's seems to be tied in with all that.
Yeah.
If things give way.
I think a lot of times when people have a torn meniscus, it's a precursor. It kind of leads to eventual total knee replacement.
A few years ago, my wife had torn meniscus, and she got it operated. They made 3 holes in her knee. They put the camera in there, and they fixed it up pretty good. And she's been going on now for 15 years on that repaired knee, but now it's beginning to bother her now too. She's a little older than me, and it's starting to bother her. And so as soon as I get up and around off this knee, she's going to get hers done.
Oh wow.
At work, I had a colleague of mine, great guy. He came aboard a few years ago, and he was having chronic pain. And he was telling me, I won't be at work for this day and that day. I said, well, we need you here. And they go, well, I've got to get it checked out. And so when he went and got it checked out, he went to a hospital in Manhattan, HSS, Hospital for Special Surgery. I believe it's on 70th Street on the east side of Manhattan. Turns out that hospital is, I think, one of the foremost forerunners for the total knee replacement surgery.
Mm.
I think a doctor there, I think, if I'm reading it right, about 30 years ago, invented the procedure. This is what I understand. I may be wrong on that, because you can get some stuff off the internet that may be Wikipedia.
Yeah.
What? It's not all
But,
true on the internet?
No, no.
Shocking.
But he went and said, I told him about my problem. He said, well, why don't you go to my doctor? So his doctor had already retired. So I went to the next best doctor there, and I went on the internet and I looked through HSS, and my doctor that I looked up, I found he showed me a piece of paper. This is how I got introduced to the total knee replacement. He looked at the MRI, and he said, you have knee pain because of arthritic joint. And then he walked out the room, and then he came back with a paper. One sheet of paper describing what he could do for me. He didn't describe it in his own words. He brought me a piece of paper,
Here, read
white
this.
paper, 8.5 by, and said, this is what I've done. This is what I could do for you. Then he came back into the room. I read the thing, and I'm like, but I thought I was going to get more from you. I thought I was going to get, in my mind, I'm saying, I want to get more information from you. I thought I could get more. But of course, I didn't know the right questions to ask. This was my first operation. So I looked at it and I said, well, he's done over 30,000 of these. From time to time, he's doing like 6 or 7 a day.
Mhm.
He must be the guy. So it happened really fast. He said, I can do the surgery for you. I have this date, and you'll come in. We'll give you some paperwork to fill out. We'll do uh, our own X-rays because they wouldn't accept the X-rays that the other hospital did.
Of course.
So we'll do our own X-rays.
Sure.
Yeah, and and they handed me this. This is coming up in the camera, but it's a packet
Uh-huh.
that had all the information about the total knee replacement. And they said you'll come back for an X-ray, and then after that we'll give you some sort of drink, pre-op drink. You drink that, don't eat anything, and you come in 7 in the morning, and by 9, it was all done. It took less than 2 hours. I woke up on one of the gurneys, and they're saying, "Are you okay? Do you want something to eat?" I said, "Yeah, I could eat. I've been eating for about 8 hours. Yeah, I could eat something. Food was good. that was kind of good." And then they said, "Okay, we want you out of the bed." I said, "I just had surgery 2 hours ago.
Right.
You want me out of the bed?" And they said, "Yes. Swing your legs over. I'll help you." The nurse aide said. But he was a really great guy, funny guy too. Just swing over and just see if you could stand. They wanted me walking and standing close to just a little over 2 hours.
Yeah, that's typical.
Yeah, it is typical. Right?
I mean, I'm assuming
So I did
they
that.
put a walker in front of you and helped you.
They put the walker and they helped me.
Good.
Yeah.
They put the walker in front of me and they helped me. And they said, this is the typical walker that you'll get when you leave here in about a day.
Oh, so you spent the night. Okay.
Yeah, I did spend the night. I spent the night because I couldn't go to the bathroom. They gave me some pills that I couldn't go to the bathroom. I wanted to go, but I couldn't. And it turns out that the coating that they give, this coating, one of the side effects is constipation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be able to go to the bathroom, and I wanted to be comfortable. So, and they offered me something called, but I didn't get it. It's called Saba or Saba. Saba. It's some kind of plant. It's a pill, but in some kind of plant that makes you, rather than using a diuretic, with some sort of plant thing made.
Mm-hmm.
I could get the name for you later. That says that you take this thing and you'll be going in about an hour and a half. And I'm like, well, let's go, let's do it, And
Get me outta
then
here.
the morning was pretty good. The breakfast was great. I don't know why I keep talking about the food. I'm a foodie, I guess. And the male nurse came over and said, "Hey, you're going home today? Are you ready to go?" I said, "No, I can't bend my knee." They brought over this contraption. It looked like a platform with two metal things that would go up and down like this. And that's the motion it was making. And I put my leg in it for about 3 hours. I had that going.
So it
Then they wanted me
was
to-
moving your leg.
It was moving my leg. I know they gave me the name of it.
Continuous
but
passive
it was like
motion.
continuous passive motion. Yeah.
Okay.
They put me in that, and I was able to. A little after that, after using that, I was able to get up, brush my teeth, go to the bathroom, and come back. And they said, do you have anyone to come pick you up? And I said, well, my wife is arranging it, and we had a family friend who helped bring my wife over to the hospital. They put me in a wheelchair, propped me into the car, and I was home. I was home that afternoon.
Good.
Well, it was nice to come home, see my dog and everything. But towards the evening, I started getting a lot of the chronic pain back again, which they said, listen, we gave you an epidural, That's going to wear off.
Mhm.
Take these pills in the night so you could sleep. So the first 2 nights were about taking codeine 5 uh, with acetaminophen uh, so that I could get through the pain. And what was abrupt was that evening, that same evening, I got a call from PT saying, "Hey, listen, we want to come over tomorrow because you're going to get PT." And I'm like, I just got out of the hospital. I'd rather just,
Leave
rest,
me
and I don't
alone.
want the PT. Yeah, and I gave the phone to my wife, and she went into the next room and had a small conversation with him. And I was like, I don't want an EPT. I just want to rest for a few days. If I could rest for at least a week, I would. That's what I wanted to do. I was getting really lazy. And no, she came back into the room. A few minutes later, he won't get off the phone. He wants to come tomorrow. And he wants to come tomorrow. He said it's just for a preliminary examination. We just want to check you out, check your bandage, and then we'll be out of the room.
Mhm.
Liars. I came in,
Mhm.
the
Saw that
packet,
coming.
yeah, this packet, and this packet had what I was to expect for the next few weeks, as well as a timeline of what could I expect for PT. And according with my insurance, because I'd been with the city already for 27 years, my insurance is pretty good. My sick leave, I had a bunch of sick leave that I hadn't used. So I was able to be off work for about 4 weeks with pay. After that, I had to apply for a service through the city to get an extension for my leave so that I could be uh, on payroll with pay. And he came in. It was a very tall physical therapist, and he came in and he asked me to walk. He wanted to look at my gait. He wanted to see me where was the bathroom and where I was going to take a shower. So I said, "You're not going in there. I'm going to take a few photos. I'll show you that.
Say he's
You're not
very
going into my
nosy.
shower."
Very nosy.
They were very pushy. This is the point I'm trying to make. Very pushy as to what they wanted to do with me. And so for the first I had three days of PT where they were here about 45 minutes and have me ambulating and moving around, how to use the walker. And he was filling out his form that I had to sign so he could get paid for that day.
Yeah.
And was
And
this
we did that for about 8 days.
was that 3 days in a
Yeah.
row that he would come, or
No, they alternated it, which was
okay?
kind of nice. We made an agreement that they would come in one day on, one day off, Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Give you a
Gotcha.
chance
and
to recover a
then
little, yeah.
chance to recover. But he was very adamant about make sure that you set up for the outpatient because you have 24 visits according to your insurance that you could do outpatient, and we want to get that done as soon as possible. I was still in pain. I was still a little groggy from the medicine and stuff like that. So I didn't really pay attention to that until about Thursday when I got a phone call and said, "Listen, did you do the outpatient thing?" And I said, "No." I called, but I made an excuse that the phone just kept ringing. They didn't pick up. And so he came in that Friday morning. We made the appointment, and he came in and he said, "Get him on the phone right now." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, got him on the phone. They picked up on the first ring.
Ah,
Of course.
darn it.
Of course.
Picked up on the first ring, and he got on the phone and said, "Listen, I got a patient. His name is Radames Torres. He wants to come in for he wants to come in." I didn't want to. He wants to come in for outpatient at least 2 days a week. And my referral stated that from the doctor that I could do 24 bits spanned within maybe a 3 month period, 2 times a week. So we arranged that. Luckily, the one that I chose, because I did look online. I had a small laptop here, and I did look online and found someone very close to me, about maybe just one neighborhood block and a half away from me.
Nice.
Called them up, arranged that, and my trek started on this journey of rehabilitation.
Mm.
That's where it really started because I also suffer from anxiety and vertigo. So when I go outside, sometimes if there are a lot of people like passing by me, like it is in the city, very, very quick and fast paced the way it is, sometimes I'll get the vertigo where I have to stop and
Oh,
because it feels like the room is spinning.
Wow.
So I have to
wow.
stop
Yeah.
and get my bearings. Yeah. At one point, I went to the doctor for it. They gave me some Valium, and the symptoms went away real quick. But when I went home and I found that it was an ongoing thing, and especially when I exerted myself, when I was at work, not on the computer. Half the time, I'm in the computer, making sure that all the files are using SharePoint, making sure that everything looks good and looks it's right. And if anything is not right in SharePoint, we would have our team rescan and bring it up, and I would be the one that would quality control it. But when I went to go lift the boxes, the vertigo started acting up again. So I wanted to take some time off, and they were understanding. I brought my doctor's notes, and I went to the first visit, and they were great. Uh, they're called Hands of Hope. Isn't that a great name? Hands of Hope. I thought that was a great name
It is a good
for
name.
business.
That is nice.
Yeah, yeah, and went there and began, like I said, the journey with the PT.
And did you ever have any
It's
problems with the PT? Did you ever feel like they were just too hard and being too hard on you, pushing you too hard, or
no.
you good? That's awesome.
See, I tell you, um, I guess I'm like an A-type personality. So when I was there, I was trying to get them to that I wanted to do more than I should. So I was trying to get, like, I looked at all the items that they had, all these kettlebells and steps, and I'm watching everyone around me doing the steps, doing the kettlebells, and I said, "Could I do that? I want to do that. I want to do this." But it was like I was like a kid in the playground again. I saw all these great things that I wanted to do, and she goes, "No, you're not there yet.
Not
No."
ready. Yeah.
But every time I go
That's
there,
good.
so we made an agreement because I would be touching things and moving things. We made an agreement that I would go at her pace, uh, but I told her I want you to show me one new exercise every time I go there,
Oh, good for you.
not just with me doing the same exercise every day, because I could do that at home. The stretches, the extensions. What was the one where the leg press where you have to press the knee down?
Yeah.
I could do those at home. They
Right.
had me doing them over there.
Right.
But I wanted to do a new exercise, and we made that agreement. And for 45 minutes a day, that's been the agreement. And yesterday, I got on the stationary bike, stationary,
The recumbent bike.
and is that what it's called? It's like
Yeah.
a stationary bike
Yeah.
where you just
Yeah.
you could adjust the pressure output. And I was having fun. I was having fun because I was doing it, and I'm like, I'm going there, and I'm picking up the pace.
Good for
And
you.
I'm like, yeah, I was like, heck yeah.
That's
You know, and
great.
after the 8 visits for the home PT, I already was bending my knee at 100 degrees.
Nice.
They wanted me at 130, and they said, okay, the outpatient will get you at 130. Do that, and that's where I've been so far. So I've been really good. I can stand. I don't know if I could get this camera up so I could show you my incision, how well it's healed.
Good.
It's healed
Good.
very, very well. It's closed. All the staples and the stitches are gone.
Oh, okay. It's staples.
But I still have questions. I still have questions for my doctor.
Yeah.
Because here's what my doctor did. My doctor went on vacation. He went on vacation right after my surgery. I couldn't reach him, and I can't reach him for the next 30 days. And I had questions.
Yeah.
Isn't that? I'm like, well, the service is there. You'll get the doctor on call. I said, I don't want the doctor on call. I want to speak to you.
I've never
You'll speak to my assistant.
I've never
Yes.
seen my surgeon again. I've only seen the physical or the physician's assistant.
Everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone else.
And that's pretty typical. There are some people we've heard from that they do see their surgeon again, but it's rare.
we spoke with her surgeon
The next day.
the next day because she had issues and we had called the on-call and he happened to be the on-call.
Yeah, so that was just
Other than that, we haven't.
luck that he was on call. But yeah, that's pretty normal not to see your surgeon again.
Yeah, he did visit me. He visited me the next day in the afternoon before I left, and he just
Nice.
wanted to check the incision. Did I have any questions? Of course, because this was all new to me, I didn't know the right questions
Sure.
to ask.
Yeah.
I wish I would know. Now, what did he? I went online the other day. I learned about these different kinds of knee surgeries. I learned about because I want to know. See if it's here. It's probably on my phone. There are different types of the knee replacements. There are different companies that create these things.
Right.
I want to know whether they used screws or did they use compound cement glue.
Right,
Yep.
right.
I want to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know that.
Have you been
And the
in for a
main reason-
follow-up yet?
My follow-up is on September 15th.
Okay, well, just make sure you have your list of questions written out for that
Yeah.
because that's what I did, and that was one of the things I asked. I asked, is it glued or is it screwed? And now
Yeah.
I can't even remember what it was. It was
And yours is glued.
It's
There's no
glued.
screws, yeah.
yeah.
And
Glued.
and
Glued.
the X-rays. Yeah, ask to see the X-rays when you're there. The after surgery X-rays, and if there's
Right.
screws, you should be able to see those screws.
Right.
And we
Right, it'll show
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
we took a
that'll
picture
show up.
of their screen with X-rays on it. So
Yeah.
we can go back.
That's what I plan to do too. But they're good enough. I can walk out with. They'll put it on a
Okay.
CD for me
Oh, nice.
Nice.
so that I could use it for future reference. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Little family
So I got
slideshow
that
there.
follow up. Nice.
Does your
nice. And
does your
now,
incision come up above the knee very far? Or maybe I should ask, how far does your incision come up above the knee? Do you? And my reason for asking this is to find out, was it quadriceps sparing or did they cut through the quadricep muscle?
it looks like 2 inches and maybe an eighth or a quarter
Okay.
So-
Above the knee, above the
above the
kneecap?
knee, and yeah, and it's about 5.5 inches long.
Okay. So it sounds
So
like
it's probably
maybe
Yeah.
quadriceps
you
sparing.
might have had the quadriceps sparing then.
Did they close you up with glue or staples?
It looks like they used some sort of something that could wear away quickly.
Okay.
It didn't seem like they were staples. It seemed like they were like a stitch, like
A stitch
a
that
stitch
dissolves kind of thing.
suture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suture. Yeah, and I didn't really see it as much until after the second week when the PT guy took the bandage off, that I could see what was going on with
Uh-huh.
it. And so as I was taking showers, they just sort of like wore away little by little.
Nice.
So that sounds
So it
like
closed
what
up
you
pretty
have.
nicely. Everyone that I show it to, my sisters and my brothers, say, "Wow, it looks really, really good."
Yeah,
It
that's
looks,
awesome.
they say, it's- yeah.
That's
So
good. So you're
and-
at 5
and they- and
weeks
my-
post-op right now, right?
yes.
5 weeks.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. That's good. Now, are you still using a walker or a cane, or are you
So
off and running on
after
your
the
own?
first, after the second week, I like I said, I'm sort of an A-type personality. I wanted to get off
Push, push, push.
that
Yeah.
walker and start ambulating by myself. And my wife, because of her recent past surgeries, had 2 types of canes here.
Mhm.
I came out of the hospital with a walker, but she has 2 types of canes here, and I've been using the cane to walk around.
Okay.
The first 2 weeks with the walker, and then after that, I decided I don't want to be walking around with this thing. It's kind of like cumbersome, especially
Yeah.
Sure.
sidewalks here in New York. They're not smooth and nice and paved as if
Yeah.
were maybe if I was in the country. So these are it's hard to get around here with that walker, but I use the cane to go back and forth. Yeah.
Good. So what about work? You're not back to work yet, right?
No.
No.
And apparently that meeting I'm going to have with the doctor on the 15th, once he takes the x-ray, will determine how far out I'm going to be out of work,
yeah.
or maybe I could be returning, because they want me back at work. My employer wants me back on September 25th. which is, I think, about 3 weeks out, less maybe.
Yeah.
I don't feel I'm up to it yet because compounding, like I said, with my knee surgery, uh, compounding, I also have the anxiety and the vertigo
Sure.
Yeah. It's a
that,
lot.
that I
Well,
suffer from time to time.
I would
Yeah.
say, just be sure when you go in and see the doctor and you talk about going back to work, let him know how you feel mentally, emotionally, and that kind of thing too. Because from my understanding, and a lot of people that we've talked to, it's typical. The norm is to not go back to work for 3 months, for 12 weeks. That's the typical thing that most surgeons, they don't want you to go back for 12 weeks. But a lot of surgeons, though, if the patient is saying, well, I need to get back to work, blah, 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 sometimes they'll release them to go back to work earlier than that. And it doesn't always bode well for them. Then they're having to sit or stand a lot. And so then they get a lot of extra swelling, and it kind of causes a setback. So, I mean, I know that it can be different with, different companies and stuff, and whether or not they're going to extend your time off. But I would definitely, advocate for yourself that, I'm not ready. If you don't feel ready, don't, just do what you can to have as much time as you possibly can. That's just my opinion from what I've heard from so many people when it comes to going back to work.
With my employer, they want to see everything with documentation. They want to see stamps by the doctor and everything.
Right.
So,
right, and that therefore, yeah. So if you're very
they
honest
want to
and
see
forward with the
everything
doctor,
documented.
and then he says, okay, no, you're not going back to work yet, then that, hopefully that will help then with your employer to see that, your doctor says you're not ready.
So my colleague at work, when he got the operation, he was back at work 2 months after his surgery. He really powered through it. Good for him. But I again, I did some online research, and he's sort of that small 10% of people that
Right.
everything goes
super
for.
healer.
A super healer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything went well. Is that like small percent? Even not even that. I think the 5% that don't have ongoing issues that prevent them from doing work. And he loves to walk. And we used to compete at work with our steps. I did 10,000 steps. Oh, I did 15,000 steps. So I started walking my dog. I said, hey, I did 18,000 steps yesterday. He goes, I did 22,000.
Of course.
Oh, no.
So we were competing. We were competing all the time. And like I said, I'm an A-type personality, and I'm going. I was like, so hopefully when I get back, we'll get back into that friendly competition again.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that
that
5% you mentioned, it's just a small group that powers through and does well, and they're back and they're water skiing in a week and all that stuff. That's the ones you hear about all the time.
Yeah.
You don't hear about, it sounds like you're having an average recovery, right? Where you should be. And then there are people who have horrible ones. You don't hear about them. You hear about
and the thing that
22,000 steps.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing that I highly recommend for you to do is, don't compare yourself to him, to your coworker that had the surgery, or to anybody else. This is your recovery, and it might be different from a lot of other recoveries, and that's okay, because we all heal differently. We all heal at different speeds. We all handle pain differently. It's hard not to compare yourself, but boy, I sure learned that you just can't do that. One thing that I've found is when people find out you've had total knee replacement, they've had it, or they know somebody that's had it, it's so easy for other people to shame you for your recovery. If they know somebody, well, I know somebody that, he was back to work in 4 weeks. What's your problem? Boy, you really have to get a thick outer skin and just say, well, this is me, and this is how I'm recovering.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're doing really well.
Yeah, it does. Sounds like you're doing great.
I am. I like, again, because I've always been active. My wife, she was kind enough the other day. She said, "Listen, now you've been in that couch for about 3 weeks now, 4 weeks now. You haven't done anything." I went online and I booked us some tickets to go see a New York Mets game, because we're New York Mets fans. So she booked we booked the game. We went to the game last Sunday,
Wow.
and fortunately they lost. But I was
Aw.
able to use my cane. I covered up my knee, used my cane, and I was able to. They're very accessible at the stadium, and I was able to go watch a ball game, have a hot dog,
And you were able
and just
to
enjoy
sit.
it.
You were able to sit for 3 hours.
So
See, and that blows my mind.
the good thing about the stadium is that the New York Mets team is in such a tight state. There's not only the game to see, there are other things in the stadium, and there's this like hall of remembering all the other
Okay.
players, and
Uh-huh.
there's like a sort of like small little museum type place. So it was enough for me to not just sit down and watch a game, but actually get up and look at the other
Move
things that the
around.
stadium
Cool.
had to offer. Yeah, yeah. So it
Uh,
wasn't just sitting. It wasn't just sitting. But
Good.
let's say after about 3.5 hours, we took many photographs. I could share one with you later on.
yeah, do it.
Getting a ride back to home took a little longer, so I started feeling a little anxious about it, and with the anxiety came a little bit of pain, and so the I guess the endorphins wore off. Because
Hmm.
we hyped up me at the game, I started to get the pain again.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say, Cindy, I wanted to mention the reason I wanted to talk to my doctor right away after the surgery, is because now I'm getting this clicking, but not a clicking that I could hear, but a clicking that's sort of like the knee is sweeping into. It's sort of like it's sort of like there's a groove, and there's a little slot that's trying to slot into the nodule or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so I feel I feel it go rup, up, and I'm like, what is that? I want to know what that is. I'm very concerned about that, and I'm thinking that it's a mistake.
Do you feel that behind under your kneecap? Is that where you're feeling that at?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, certainly you should ask about it. My guess is they're going to say that's normal. I had the same thing. Mine, I kind of felt like a little snapping, and then I would feel a clicking, and I could hear the click too. And I would even tell Dee, listen, do you hear that? And he usually couldn't hear it. But so I didn't know if I was just feeling it, so that made me think I could hear it. But anyhow, when there's still swelling in there, things just because the kneecap kind of glides in its groove. And, when there's swelling, it can kind of get it out of place a little bit. And so, my guess is that's something that as the swelling goes down and as more healing happens, that's going to dissipate until all of a sudden one day you're going to go, oh, I'm not noticing that clicking anymore. That's how it happened for me. But yeah, I hear from a lot of people that, they have this clicking, some feel like a clunking. And as long as there's no pain with it, and that's something that they'll ask you about, does that hurt when that happens? Because then that's more concerning. Are you still icing and elevating?
Oh yes, every 20 minutes, I put the ice on, take it off, freeze it back up again, take it on. And my wife was kind enough to buy me extra packs so that I could do like a rotating thing, not staying sitting, ambulating as much as I could, come back, ice it again.
Now, when you're icing, if you don't mind my asking, when you're icing, are you just like sitting in a recliner with your leg up, or are you laying down with your leg elevated and then icing? How are you doing it?
In the daytime, I'm sitting with my leg up to it straight, and I try to get it to at least to where my my chest is, and then ice it with a towel.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I would just suggest trying even during the day. Just try when you're gonna ice, lay down flat. You can put a pillow under your head, but lay down flat, and then get that leg up so that your knee is well above your heart. And do that for 20 minutes on, then off 20 minutes, and then 20 minutes on with it elevated again, and then get up and walk walk for a few minutes and then, lather, rinse, repeat, because I noticed so much difference, because I would just kind of sit up and have my leg elevated, but it's so important to get that, have the leg straight, nose above or toes above nose, but make sure that when you're laying there, your knee is well above your heart, because then all that fluid that's in there and being pumped out is really able to come back down. And I would, of course, do the heel or the foot thing, and the ankle pumps. Ankle pumps is what they're called.
Okay.
I would do the ankle pumps while I was elevated. And I really noticed a difference when I started elevating like that my swelling would go down and things felt better. So, give that a try.
Sounds good. No, your channel, for the 3 videos that I did see, and I contacted you right away after the 3 videos that I watched.
Good.
Because you were so down to earth and so clear about your journey in this, that I said to myself, I have to get some help. I have to get a little bit of more help, and not just count on the internet, and not just count on one person's hearsay.
Well, we're very glad that you reached out.
In addition to that, sort of like clicking, that's still, they say, normal. So on the, I would say, the left side of the incision, I can feel everything. But on the right side of my incision, and I say this from the top of the incision to the bottom of the incision, on the right side, it's a little swollen, but I have no sensation.
Yeah.
It's
I am
they're telling me that
7 months out and still
esophageal
have no
nerve.
sensation. Yeah.
No sensation. Some sort of esophagic nerve was cut.
They cut through.
Is that what they said?
I don't remember. They didn't. I don't know the name, but they just say, they have to cut through all those nerves, because not only do they cut from the top to the bottom of the knee on the outside, but then when they go in, they cut from the top of your knee down the inside to open it up and get into the joint. And they cut through every muscle, every tendon, every nerve, everything that's there. They're whacking through it to get in there. And so it's going to take a while for that all to, that's why it's a 12 to 18 month recovery, because it's a pretty barbaric surgery, quite frankly, what they have to do to get in there. And then of course they're shaving down your bone. They're drilling a hole in your bone to put that hardware in. There's so much that goes into it. And like I said, I'm 7 months now, and I still, of course, mine was my left knee. So for me, it's the left side of my left knee. It's still numb. There's still no sensation in there. On the right side, or the inside, that side, I could feel everything, and that side was very, very painful in the beginning. So
this is a normal thing.
It's very normal. And they, my guess is when you ask, be sure and put that on your list to ask them about. They will tell you that may or may not ever come back. You may never get that feeling back. And then you may, but you also, as things are healing, you may get and I don't know if you saw the video where we talked about the zingers, and that's where so when those nerves start healing and start trying to find their way back to the other side, you can get some horrific little pains in there. So,
I didn't know what to call it.
Zingers.
And when I saw your video and you gave the name to it, I said, so that's what they're called. They're called zingers. And they're happening more often now, 6 weeks out. Yeah. Especially, I don't feel it throughout the day, but only at night.
At night.
At night, when you're rested, and you're resting and you're trying to get that sleep, so that you don't wake up a grumpy.
What are those animals? What are those animals that are only awake at night? Nocturnal. Apparently nerves must be nocturnal, because it always seems to be during the night. So far, everything that you've said is very, it tracks. Yeah. Everything's typical, normal. Yeah. But I'm so impressed with you right now that you're sitting, it looks like you're sitting in a chair. You're sitting in a chair at a computer. Me at 5 weeks,
Yeah.
I was not sitting in a chair. And if I was sitting in a chair, my leg was straight out in front of me and had to be propped. I was not comfortable in a sitting position. Everything sounds like you're on track. Everything's going okay. You're married, you have a wife.
Yeah,
Obviously she helped take care of
27
you.
years.
She helped.
27 years.
Yeah,
Good
awesome.
job.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
she helps. She helps.
So
She
how
orders everything that I need. Yeah, she orders the things that I need, orders the ice packs. She has an Amazon account. She's on there. Like, I get stuff the next day. She's great.
Yeah.
She's couldn't do anything. I couldn't do it without her. I couldn't.
So
You have to have someone around.
exactly.
You
And that
have
was
to
going to
have
be my
someone.
next question. Can you imagine doing this by yourself? Because
No.
so many people do that live alone and they have this surgery and then take care of themselves. And I don't know how they do it. I mean, my hat's off to them, but and my hat's off to the caregivers, because the caregiver job is a big job, helping somebody
Yes.
through this. Did you ever go through an emotional period in the early days? Did you ever feel really emotional or have regret?
No regrets.
Good.
Good.
But after the first 2 weeks, and I'm glad, I'm glad that the physical therapist wanted me out of the house and up and around and getting that PT outside, because I was going stir crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much Netflix and chill can you do? How much? I mean, you ask me about any program on Netflix, and I
Yeah.
like science fiction. I watched all the science fiction programs. I said, what else is there? He said, no, get up, get out, get around, go to your. If I could do more PT, except I don't want to go do the outside PT more than three days a week, because then I'll exhaust it, and I know that I'm probably going to need
Right.
their help, probably with, like you said, that this is up to 3 months at
Uh-huh.
least,
Yeah.
where I can get up and around and start a normal routine in life, get life coming back to normal,
Mhm.
which is where I want to be in life, getting back to normal, being able to go out with my wife and see a baseball game and see walk Rocky. And he's asleep right now. I'm going to show you him in a minute. He's asleep right now. Once he gets up, I want to show you Rocky.
Awesome.
He's my guy. I walk him every day, and
Awesome.
he's great.
Well, I think it's fantastic that you've already been out. You've already been to a
Right,
baseball
yeah.
game. I mean, we watch a baseball game every single night on TV because we love baseball, and our Diamondbacks aren't doing real well, but
Yes.
we love them anyways.
They're a force to be reckoned with. They really are.
But I would like to know, if you could do anything different, what might you have done differently?
I think instead of taking only 2 or 3 weeks of learning about the procedure, that I regret I should have started earlier, maybe back in January or February, not waited as long, and learn about the procedure, the outcome,
Mm-hmm.
learn about the different types of knee replacements, because so many companies are out there competing
Mm-hmm.
with these surgical procedures, and I would have done maybe I think 3 months of research, maybe 4 months of research would have been better, other than the 3 weeks that I did it.
Right.
I would have learned more about it, so
Yeah.
that I could have been more informed and learned the right questions to ask my doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't have.
you sound like me in that, you had said earlier here that, after the surgery, you started doing a lot of looking and searching and asking questions, and that's how I was. And so same for me. I wish I would have, really delved more into it and educated myself more, which is the whole reason we started this channel, is to help people to, educate themselves and know what you're getting into, because,
Yes.
I don't want to tell people, oh no, don't do this, don't have this surgery, because, it's necessary, most of the time. I would hope it's necessary, but just knowing what you're getting into and knowing what to expect, I think goes a long way. I think that really goes a long way in this. And also, did your doctor require any physical therapy before surgery?
No.
No. So how were you physically before surgery? Were you able to go out and go for walks? Could you ride a bike? Could you climb a hill?
Short distances.
Okay.
Short distances, walking, because the pain. I had a partial tear of the meniscus.
In the minute. Okay.
I could feel it. I could feel it sloshing when I walked. I could feel that there was nothing.
Oh.
I could feel my knee wasn't being supported enough, and I could feel I couldn't put my weight on it, and I felt that sloshing and with the pain with it, and I felt miserable.
Oh,
I felt
okay.
miserable.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But reason, I also didn't do a lot of research because my colleague at work answered
Sure.
some of my questions.
So you just thought, well, I'm going to be just like you. Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's what I said, but I would have, definitely learned a little bit more. What's on my mind now is making sure that my income is steady coming in from work.
Sure.
Making sure that I get that done at least for the next 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. Making sure that the income is coming from work, and then because the holidays are coming up, and my family wants to see me. I haven't seen my sisters in about 4 or 5 months. I haven't seen my brother in at least a year now. I want to start getting back to getting over to their houses and visiting them, and telling them about what's going on with me. My sister's going to come pick me up later on so she could take to see my mom. I want to see my mom. I didn't tell my mom until 4 weeks out because I didn't let her worry, but I'm going to see if I could take Rocky over there to see her, so that way her mind could be at ease.
Nice.
Yeah.
And getting those connections back again, so that way we have a dialogue going. Because I know that when I told my sisters, I texted everyone. That's how I let them know. And right away, my phone went off the wire. Hey, what's going on? Why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you tell us? I didn't want to worry you guys. I didn't want to worry you guys. Plus, I have a support system here.
Well, you sound like a really close family. That's awesome.
Yeah. I got 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Yeah, and
I mean, if you can go to a baseball game, you can go visit your family. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna do it. That's the plan.
And it's really
Holidays
good.
are coming up, and we get together. Yeah,
like you
we
said,
get together. Yeah.
Like you said earlier about getting out there and like you said earlier about being stir crazy at home. It's good for you mentally and emotionally to go out and go visit people and be around the people that you love. That's really good for you. It was difficult for me because I was kind of trapped in the house during the winter because I had mine January 31st. And so it was, below freezing outside. I couldn't go outside and walk and stuff. And so I was kind of trapped inside, and that made it difficult. So yeah, the sooner you can get out and get some sunshine and go visit your family, definitely do that. Cause that's all going to help you speed up the process.
Right. Yeah, it's on the horizon, eyes wide open, not eyes wide shut.
Right.
Going, making those connections again.
Right.
Especially getting over to my mom's house because her food is great. I want to get a home cooked meal again.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you're doing really great. I think you're having a really good recovery, and I really appreciate you reaching out to us and wanting to share it, because I know that your recovery is going to help a lot of people that, like you and like me, they're out there searching, and there's going to be people that are right about 5 and 6 weeks, and they're going to want to know what's it like at 5 and 6 weeks? What's it like for other people? And they're going to see you and they're like, look, he's smiling. He's sitting in a chair. He's thinking about going to work. He went to a baseball game.
Right,
okay,
yeah.
I can get through this. So every time somebody shares their story, I know that it helps other people. So I know that there's a lot of people out there that you've helped today by sharing your story. We really appreciate that.
Before we go,
feel that. Yes,
wake that dog up and let's take a
let's see your
hey, Rocky.
Let's see your little Rocky.
Rocky, come on, Rocky. He doesn't want to.
He's being camera shy. He's being camera shy. There he is.
See him?
Rocky boy.
He's a little blurry, but there he is. He's
Rocky.
He's a little guy.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Yeah.
Good boy, Rocky.
Cute.
Good boy.
Well, we really appreciate you for sharing your story with us, and wish you the very best in your continued recovery, and hope that you will keep us posted. Let us know through the comments on the videos how you're doing, or shoot us an email and, let us know after you go to that follow-up visit what they say, and be sure to keep us posted. Yeah. So, all right. All right.
Cindy.
Thank you so
Dee.
much. It was wonderful meeting with you.
Wonderful meeting with you too.
All right. We'll see you.
Okay, now.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I think we're alone now.
I think we're alone now.
Do-do-do-do-do.
It still says leave. Did you already leave?
I did not leave.
Because we're still
in
here.
Teams, yeah.
How did he pronounce his name?
Radames?
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 Radman.
Something like that. Yeah. Radman. Radstar.
Was it Radstar? Radstar. That's
Radstar.
right, Radstar.
Yeah.
And he was pretty
Radames
radical.
is his name. He was rad.
The rad.
He was very energetic, and
was.
I was really impressed at 5 weeks, between 5 and 6 weeks. I thought he was doing great. I felt bad. My heart always goes out to somebody when they say, I have this clicking or I have this thing, and I'm like, I hate to have to say it, but it's normal.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ask your doctor about it if you got that going
Absolutely.
on. But
Yeah.
no,
He's
fun.
He was doing great. I get the feeling he lives in or near
the city.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said in New York City. So.
And how terrible, though, to have vertigo, just from people walking past you. I mean, and I can see how that would do that. I've had some episodes of vertigo, and that would definitely do that. I wonder if the camera's picking up Greta snoring on my lap.
Probably. It's right there. Oh, Greta.
Anyway, he was great. He was great.
It was a ton of fun. He's right on track where I don't think you could hope to do better, but very few.
Like his colleague.
Very few will do.
Yeah.
Will.
And I think some people that do better, I think sometimes if they're a few years out, maybe they forgot. Maybe they really didn't do as good as they thought they did. But I think he's doing great. He's doing better than I was.
He is. He's ahead of the game.
I certainly wouldn't have gone and sat at a baseball game at a month out. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I am a little jealous. Especially
of the baseball game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mets?
Cool.
That's cool. The Mets, I just now had a vertigo
You just had
thing.
a vertigo right
I
there?
did. I just spun.
That's not good.
I just spun. The Mets is the game that we watched that Tom Hanks was at.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So cool.
So that's cool. Anyway.
So like Radames, did I say that right?
Radames, I think. Radames.
Like him, he's certainly going to help people with his story. And if you've been through this or have supported someone who has, we would love to hear your story. Reach out to us, hello@totalkneetalk.com, and we can make that happen. He reached out to us 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah,
and boom.
just a couple days ago.
We got this done. You won't see this for another month because
we've got other people in the queue.
We do.
We put a video out once a week, and we're going in order of when we interviewed them.
Yeah.
So
they could, while we're talking about that.
That's funny when we tell them you won't see this for another month. And they're
You'll
like,
see it
I'm
right
watching it
now.
right
You'll
now.
see
What are
it
you talking
today."
about? Well, we recorded it a month ago. What is today?
Today's-
September the 5th,
Okay.
as we're recording this.
It is. In the morning.
In the morning. We recorded this at 8 a.m. our time because we're in Arizona. He's in New York, and he needed to do it at a certain time.
He's got stuff to do.
Yeah, so he wanted 11 o'clock his time. So we got up early and showered and put our makeup on to be ready for Radames at 8 o'clock.
So the only thing we're asking
for
you to do to say thanks is like the video. Like that we got up early.
Subscribe to the channel.
Do it.
And then share this video with anybody that you know that maybe is, thinking about surgery. A friend texted me the other day for another reason, and we chatted, and I mentioned that she asked, how you been? Because we hadn't talked for a long time. Told her I'd had total knee replacement. She said, oh, my husband's getting ready to do that, And she said, should I be worried? And I said, no, but he should.
Right.
And so I told her about our channel, and I shared a couple videos with her, and she mentioned, she said, we watched the videos. She said, scared Stanley to death, but anyways, she said now he feels more prepared, more like he knows what to expect. She said he hadn't thought about a lot of those things. So anyways, that's the whole reason we do this is we just want people to be prepared and just know what you're getting into.
Yeah. So, ask the right questions.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if you want a list of questions to help start that conversation with your surgeon. and we will send you a list that we came up with. Not a complete list of everything you should know, but some things that you really should know.
Yeah.
And get that conversation started. And if you're, in the middle of this, just starting it at the end, whatever it is, give yourself some grace, cut yourself some slack.
And remember, everybody heals differently. This is your recovery.
Let's talk knees, titanium knees. From hurting to healing, to taking the lead. Let's talk knees. So next time someone brings up knees, don't just nod, lean in with ease. There's a saga in those joints, a battle fought, a new way to move, a lesson taught. Full range in 6 months, that's the move. Let's talk knees, yeah, knees.